Steam rises off a stone bath high in the mountains. A hot spring is what travelers want most from Japan. A hot spring is also the thing they quietly skip. Not the water, the doorway before it. A small towel sits folded on a wooden shelf. The towel is smaller than you expected. Everyone here knows the routine. You do not. 6 rules cover all of it. One of the 6 is not about being clean. That rule has a reason almost nobody explains. 6 rules exist, and that short list is the entire thing you need to learn. Nobody hands you this list at the front desk, and the printed sign assumes you already know. Learn all 6, and the anxiety at that sliding door disappears almost completely. One of those 6 rules turns out to have nothing to do with cleanliness at all. That rule carries a reason almost nobody bothers to explain to visitors. Hold on to that one, because the answer comes later, and the answer is genuinely strange. A low stool sits in front of a long row of hand showers. Washing comes first, and this single rule matters more than the other 5 combined. Every bather scrubs completely at a station before stepping anywhere near the shared water. Soap, shampoo, and a hand shower wait at each station along the tiled wall. Sit down on the stool rather than standing, because standing sprays the person beside you. A drain runs along the tiled floor, carrying every trace of soap away from the bath. The shared water is never used for cleaning, only for soaking after you are already clean. Enter that water clean, and the hardest part of the entire visit is already behind you. That is Rule 1. A woven basket sits open on a wooden shelf in the quiet changing room. Swimsuits stay out of the water, with no exceptions at all at an ordinary bath. Clothes go into the basket or a locker, and nothing at all comes in with you. A locker key on a coiled elastic band wraps around a wrist before you walk through. Signs at the entrance state this plainly, often in several languages for international guests. A wooden door marks the entrance to a private bath reserved for one group at a time. A reserved bath removes the question entirely, and a great many inns quietly offer one. This rule feels like the most frightening item on the whole list before you arrive. This rule also happens to carry the strangest explanation, and we will come back to it. That is Rule 2. A small towel rests folded into a neat square on top of a flat, warm stone. The small towel never touches the water, and that sentence is the entire rule. Carry the towel with you for modesty while walking, then park it before you step in. Fold it into a square and set it on your head, which is what everyone else does. A towel dipped into shared water carries soap and loose fibers straight into everybody's bath. Cold water on that folded towel keeps your head cool during a long soak outdoors. The head towel habit looks eccentric right up until the first time you actually try it. That is Rule 3. A large bath towel hangs on a simple hook in the corner of the changing room. The large towel stays behind in the changing area every single time, without exception. Only the small towel travels with you past the sliding door into the bathing area. Dry yourself roughly with the small towel before walking back into the changing room. Wet footprints across a changing room floor are the specific thing this rule prevents. An inn almost always supplies both towels in the room, so packing your own is unnecessary. That is Rule 4. A hair clip sits on the edge of a wooden washstand beside a fogged mirror. Long hair goes up, and long hair stays completely out of the water. Tie it, clip it, or wrap it inside the small towel on top of your head. Hair floating in shared water is treated exactly the same way as a towel in shared water. That is Rule 5. A quiet, outdoor bath sits surrounded by dark, wet stone and slowly falling snow. Staring is the final rule, and this one quietly covers more ground than you expect. Nobody looks at anybody, and that shared silence is the actual etiquette of the room. Conversation stays low, phones stay locked away, and eyes stay pointed at the scenery. Mountain views outside the bath exist partly to give everyone somewhere neutral to look. This rule extends to tattoos, which is exactly where most first-time visitors start to worry. A waterproof cover patch sits on a counter beside a small mirror and a folded cloth. Tattoos carry a restriction here that genuinely surprises almost every single foreign visitor. Most people assume the reason behind that restriction involves organized crime. The real reason is several centuries older than organized crime, and we will get there. That is Rule 6, and that is the whole list. A pair of fabric curtains hangs above 2 doorways at the end of a corridor. 2 details around the list trip people up more often than the rules themselves. The first detail is the doorway, because 2 curtains hang side by side and look identical. Red or pink usually marks the women's side, and blue or dark navy marks the men's. A single painted character on each curtain confirms it, and the 2 characters look nothing alike. Some facilities swap the 2 sides on different days, so the curtain colors can flip overnight. Read the curtain every visit, rather than trusting the door you used the evening before. Shoe lockers sit just inside the entrance, and shoes come off before you reach the counter. The second detail is that not every bath is a hot spring, despite what the sign suggests. A hot spring draws natural geothermal water carrying minerals from deep underground. A neighborhood bathhouse simply heats ordinary tap water and costs a fraction of the price. Both follow the identical 6 rules, so learning them once covers every building you enter. Many smaller bathhouses remain cash only, so carry coins rather than relying on a card. A wall thermometer reads a temperature just above 40 degrees beside a stone bath. Stay in for 10 or 15 minutes at most before climbing out to cool down. Sit on the stone edge in the open air, then go back in for a second round. Drinking water waits in the changing room, and rehydrating between rounds matters more than people think. A front desk telephone sits beside an open guest book at a small country inn. 3 moves solve the tattoo problem completely, and all 3 of them work reliably. Message the facility before you travel, and ask plainly whether tattoos are permitted there. A written yes removes every last bit of doorway anxiety before you even arrive. Waterproof cover patches handle small designs, and reception desks often sell them directly. Reserved private baths remove the question entirely, since no other guest is ever present. Roughly half of hot springs still turn away visible tattoos at the front desk. The other half either welcome them outright or accept a simple cover patch instead. A public foot bath sits open to the street with no restrictions on anyone at all. Foot baths stay clothed, cost nothing, and make an easy first step for a nervous traveler. Now here is the rule with the strange explanation, and the reason it exists. Swimsuits stay out of the water, and the first reason given is straightforward hygiene. Fabric holds detergent residue, lint, and street dust picked up on the walkover. Shared water means one person's laundry quietly becomes everybody else's bath. That explanation is completely true, and that explanation is still only half of the answer. Watch what happens the moment a single person is allowed to wear something into the water. The unspoken agreement inside that room is that everyone present is exactly the same. Clothing breaks the agreement instantly, because clothing is how human beings carry status. A business suit hangs in a locker directly beside a school uniform and a work jacket. Brands, labels, and price tags all vanish at the changing room door without being mentioned. Age, job title, and income become completely invisible in the same single instant. Nobody sitting in that water can tell who manages whom outside the building. A group of co-workers in winter coats walks a snowy path toward an inn. The custom is old enough to have its own name, meaning something close to naked association. The phrase describes the honesty that appears between people once the clothing is gone. Companies here have used hot spring trips for team building across many decades. A group books an inn together, and the usual hierarchy quietly softens overnight. Conversations that would never happen inside a meeting room happen easily in the water. The naked rule was never really about modesty at all. The naked rule is a device for removing rank from a room. Look back at that printed sign on the changing room wall with this in mind. The sign is not asking you to be brave in front of strangers. The sign is asking you to arrive as nobody in particular. A faded woodblock print shows a crowded street scene from several centuries ago. Now, the tattoo rule, which almost everyone explains to travelers incorrectly. Organized crime is the answer nearly every travel guide reaches for first. That answer is real, and that answer is also far too recent to be the origin. Wooden gates and lantern-lit streets fill a narrow alley in a historical district. Authorities used tattoos as a formal criminal punishment during that long era. A repeat thief received a black ring marked permanently around the arm. The mark was visible, permanent, and completely impossible to explain away to anyone. Ink meant a record, and a record meant exclusion from ordinary life. That association settled deep into the culture centuries before crime syndicates ever existed. A fabric curtain hangs above a bathhouse entrance on a narrow residential street. The restriction you meet at a door today is an echo of a law nobody alive remembers. Younger generations increasingly treat tattoos as completely ordinary decoration. Facilities welcoming international guests now post their tattoo policy openly at the entrance. A refusal at the door is not a judgment about you or your choices. A refusal at the door is a very old law, still quietly echoing. 6 rules, and one of them turned out to be about rank instead of modesty. Wash completely before entering the shared water. Leave the swimsuit in the basket. Keep the small towel out of the water, folded on your head. Leave the large towel in the changing room. Tie your hair up. Look at the mountains instead of the people. If you enjoy finding the machinery hiding behind ordinary customs, consider subscribing. A small towel sits folded on a wooden shelf, waiting for somebody nervous. The towel is still smaller than you expected it to be. The only difference now is that you know exactly what to do with it. Next time, we open another door into the machinery behind everyday Japan.